Friends too.
All right. Welcome back to another edition of Bleach Bangs Music. And we have Miles Kramer from Claim to Flame. What's going on?
Thanks for having me on today. Pretty exciting time for us right now. New music hitting all the platforms and new videos going out. We got big shows. We just got done playing and getting ready for some more. Tons more music that we're recording right now and getting ready to put out. So a lot to talk about.
Hell yeah.
Let's touch base on that one you just played this last weekend there, Miles.
Okay.
If you want to explain the gist of how that came about and what it's all about now.
Yeah. So the name of the event, we've kind of termed it Rockla Hogan. It started a gentleman named Brandon Hogan. Started having kind of a small get together out of his house about 6 or 7 years ago. He would invite a couple local bands. He plays in a band called Spaced Out. All original bands. We'd all get together, set out at his place. He lived out kind of in the middle of nowhere and had some acreage. So we just go out there and kind of hang out, and enjoy each other's company. Maybe we'd start playing some music. And then after a while, we, pulled up a stage out there and started putting up things, and we started inviting a few people. Well, about 3 years ago, I guess it would be now 3 years ago, we were having one of them out there, and the address and time and everything kind of got slipped online. And next thing you knew, 150 people showed up at the guy's house. Well, he's got one restroom in the house, so that didn't work out. So he approached me and said, "Hey, I know you've kind of been here in the scene for a while, organizing events and doing things. Can you help me out, kind of get this thing mainstream and get it actually into a venue and what all we need to do to make that happen?" So we spent quite a bit of time researching, looking around different venues, talking to the owners, figuring out, what bands we wanted to be in there. We knew we wanted it to be original rock and roll from Topeka, Kansas, just because we're trying to do this, local thing to make sure that we can create a scene here. There's a lot of cover bands and things in Topeka, Kansas that do very, very well. Mm-hmm. The original music scene, you might get 40, 50 people at a show, but it doesn't usually get much bigger than that. So first and foremost, we had to find a venue that could fit everything. So we talked to Eric and Heather out at the Happy Basset Barrel House, a new place in town. And, you can fit over 200 people in that place. So it was perfect size. Then we just had to, get the talent put together, make sure we had the top sound guy, top lights, get all these moving parts put together. And not this year, but last year on August 2nd last year, we did the first Rockla Hogan that was kind of inside a venue and did it for real. We had five bands that played, Claim to Flame being one of them and Spaced Out. And then this year we expanded on it. We made a committee based around it. There was about 8 people. We had a youth project time slot from noon to 4. The noon to 4 was, Kyler Carpenter, who's a guy here around locally. He's worked with the Topeka Library at a bunch of jam sessions in town at the Discovery Center in Topeka. all these things he's done, and he gives lessons. So he's, you know, trying to contribute back in and grow the future of music in Topeka. And so we got him involved so he could bring some of his students out. So they performed. Michael Gingrich is another teacher and in one of the bands that played there this year. So he kind of helped him put that all together and get everything moving for the youth project. And then, you know, from noon to 4, we did that. And we had a small little break. And then we started 7 original rock bands, all from Topeka, between 5, and we played at 11 o'clock till midnight. So it was an all day event, and it went fantastically. We had well over 300 people showed up for the event. And it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of work. It was a long day for me, especially getting there as early as we did and then performing at 11. So
yeah,
an all day thing, but it was well worth it. And everything now is kind of said and done. We went on all the local news stations and everything, put out a press release, did this whole thing for the event. I think it turned out better than we could have imagined. And you know, that's just one of the things we're trying to do to help grow that scene in Topeka, Kansas.
I absolutely love it when bands get together and just want to promote the scene, exactly like what you're saying. And once you get 7 bands together, the original bands from Topeka, Kansas, all firing on every cylinder, man, unstoppable. That's awesome.
It becomes this really cool thing where, like, we were talking and we had a chat group set up with all the members of all the bands. And first kind of starts off where everybody's a little bit back and forth. And then, everybody kind of locks in and you say, okay, every band should have, 1 or 2 moments during their set to make it memorable. We talk about these little things that, there's nowhere you can really learn this stuff. You either got to see it in real life and kind of, okay, that's what they're doing. But we kind of talk to each other, because if we can all grow the scene together, if we can all become better at our craft, then it's just going to make it better for everybody, including the people that come to the shows. So
absolutely. So cool. Yeah. I love that. I love it. Oklahoma City used to have a really good rock scene around here. And then it's just like everybody started fighting and venues started closing. But then it was like scratch and bite and knives in the back. And I love that you guys were all able to pull together and get this to turn out like it did.
Yeah.
That's amazing. And, awesome.
It seems like something that's going to be going for some time. I mean, we're finally at the part where I can't say we're making a profit off of the thing quite
right
yet, but we're at least paying the guys that are there to do the major things like the sound and the lighting and all that, and trying to encourage them, all the bands, to bring merch and sell merch and to show them that is a good revenue stream that you could bring in a little extra cash and all that. So just a great time. And then this weekend we actually have the after party for that. I'm not going to give the address because I don't want a bunch of people to go to that. And that's basically a bunch of people together from the show and just kind of talking about how it went, seeing what things we can improve on, if anybody has any questions or any concerns about something that happened so that we can correct it for next year. But mostly it's just, it reminds me more of the 5 or 6 years ago when we started the thing. And, we could all just get together and hang out and get that time that we're not playing on this side of town and they're playing on that side of town.
Yeah.
We can all just get together and kind of talk shop and just enjoy ourselves. And really, we very rarely get a chance to do that. Usually we're getting ready to go on or we just came off. So that I think is very valuable time to help build that scene and get everybody on the same page.
No, I'm gonna manifest this out to the world, because I think it would be really kind of cool to maybe next year incorporate the Transylvanian Symphony Foundation.
Hey,
young local bands.
Dude, that would be awesome. That would be awesome.
Miles, we'll have to touch base on what that's all about. Randy could probably give you a quick rundown of what they do.
Well, I'm not so good at it, but they have a bunch of different facets to it, but the main thing is they take donated. Well, it started out as donated instruments, and they recondition them, send them to the shops and everything, and they give them away to music programs that have been shut down in schools. And so that's kind of how it started. And then Gibson got on board, and now they have like guitars that show up on their porch, like 10 at a time, They just gave away a Les Paul at a show that they were at. They've been to Cat Fest where they gave away this really cool Kramer guitar that was with Karate Kid or something. I can't remember, but it was really cool. But it's really turning into something really neat. They've crossed borders to where they've been in Africa, and they have they've built a what is it? It's
they're building a school, and it's got a music program into it, and even the VP or the president, I don't know what he is, but Ron has a music room named after him as the Ramsey Music Hall in a high school in New York as well.
Okay.
So in addition to building and reaching out to Africa, bringing music to Africa, it's beyond our state.
So it's really cool because any of the kids, some of them are lower income that just want an outlet, right. and all they have to do is get a hold of them and say, "Hey, man, I really don't have anywhere to go after school. I don't have any friends or something,
Mm-hmm.
and I would love to take up music." And there's a really good chance that something's going to show up on their porch.
Oh, that's fantastic. Yeah, definitely. I'd like you to reach out, John. We could talk a little bit more about that and seeing how we can incorporate something like that into the. Oh, there we go. Nice. Yeah. We're always down for that. We're always looking to expand the event now that we've kind of got it started and got the pieces put in place. We've talked with Eric, the owner out there. He's looking to build a stage outside, so we may be doing multiple days. We may be doing bands inside and outside.
Yeah.
Just trying to grow it as much as possible and make that kind of a nice little hub for original music in Topeka.
When you started it out, it kind of reminded me of that little band that started out, or they were doing like a house party and did a simple band. I think their name was Shinedown or something like that. And it just got a little bit bigger.
Well, it really what it is I've been in several different bands through the last 20 years, and most of them are based out of Topeka. And we've done large New Year's shows, and from time to time throughout that time period, there's been a good strong scene, for like 2 or 3 years here, and a good strong scene for maybe 4 years here.
Yeah.
And then it just kind of waxes and wanes like that. And what I found is the more people that are actively putting forth energy and trying to do things, it really helps not only develop that, but keep it strong for long periods of time. So that's kind of what we're all about with it. So.
I'd like to say that I probably own shirts from a couple of Miles's previous bands too, still in my plethora wardrobe. I'm sure at least 2. I'm not going to swear to that, but anyway.
I bet they're black, aren't they, John?
They are. They just black shirts.
So predictable.
Yeah, my shirt is green. I'm so sorry.
Come on, you got to get on the green train.
All right. I'm making notes.
That's just not the world we live in.
Oh.
Oh.
See what you're doing there.
See what you're doing there. See what you're doing there.
Was that good? That's pretty cool, huh? Well, let's talk about the world we live in, Miles.
Okay. Okay, so I'll just go. So one of the things that I wanted to do today is I was kind of talking to John a little bit when we're working out the details of this, and we're in the middle of recording 16 original songs right now. So there's a lot of moving parts, and there's a lot of things that are kind of in different stages as we work through it. Right now we have, I think, 2 or 3 songs that are sent off to get mastered right now. One of the songs that we have not gotten back, but I'm very excited about, and there's some additional things that are going on with this song that I really like. I wanted to bring forth tonight and do kind of an exclusive first time, hearing anywhere other than in our heads and in our studio that we got down in Valley Falls. So World We Live In is that song. We actually have a guest appearance on that particular song. I have my niece Bailey Stotts is actually singing in the song as well with me.
Really cool.
My previous bands that I've been in, we did a lot of guest appearances. I think we had one of the albums for Queen Anne's. We had, I think, 10 tracks on it. 8 of them had guest appearances by other local performers in the area. And that's something that I always really like doing. You kind of bring that extra essence of, just the talent that's around this area. So this song actually has my niece in it, which has been kind of exciting. And during Rock La Hogan this past Saturday, she got up on stage and sang with us on during the song. So we're trying to bring that as much as we can into the live as well. So
that's awesome. All right. Well, a little bit of Claim to Flame, World We Live In.
It's a little bit more of a ballad than some of the stuff that we do, but I always like a little bit of diversity in the kind of music that we put together and on a kind of a collection of music. Not really an album anymore because the way we're doing it is releasing singles as soon as we get them done, so we get music out to people, try to get some attention and make sure that give people something to listen to.
That's awesome. Can you give us a little background on that? I mean, that's pretty profound, actually.
Background as far as on what part of what
the world that we live in. I mean,
it is that. It is. I think everybody feels that a little bit one way or another. Regardless if you're red or blue or black or white. I think they look around and see that there are injustices and there are things that don't really make sense to them. Basically, we got another song that kind of along the same lines is, Before the Fall. It's the idea of, being able to even it mirrors in real life with the Rock La Hogan thing, coming together, trying to make the best for everything, getting involved as much as you can. I hope everybody voted today. There's all these things that there are injustices, and I think that maybe shining a flashlight on them every once in a while and kind of seeing at least what we can do about the small things, if not the large things. And I think that if we all take responsibility for ourselves and the people around us, that's the first step that you can do in anything to make something better. So that's kind of what the song's about. And it gives a little bit of a breakdown about, all the structures that have been kind of holding up the power for a long amount of time in history and how those, maybe some of them deserve to be followed. So
yeah. Love it. Love it.
Why not get a nice, sultry, bright-eyed young lady to sing along with me to this? It sounds like it'd be the perfect thing to kind of add that youthful kind of exuberance to it as well.
Beautiful.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. That's good stuff right there.
Yeah,
Now,
I appreciate that.
I got one topic I want to touch base with you on, and I know
Okay.
the last time we talked to you, it's been a while. But you guys didn't necessarily have, like, say, a website or anything. Is there somewhere that people can go find all things Claim to Flame?
Right now, I'm working on the website right now, in between the recording and the live shows and everything else. And that won't go live until it is. But right now, our Facebook page is really kind of the major hub for that. It allows us to connect and share things with the other groups that we're involved with, and kind of get everything moving. You can find the newest single that we have released. Some people, you can find that on YouTube. I actually put together a video for that as well. Did some experimentation with a video and put it together. And it's on YouTube. We have a YouTube channel that you can find on there. Luckily, we found a band name that not 20 bands have.
Right.
There's a candle maker that has it, but I was like, we can get away with this. That's kind of the gist of it. If they're trying to get a hold of us, I think our social media platforms, and it's more than just Facebook, but that one just in particular is the one that I usually end up doing a lot on. So I mentioned that. But yeah, YouTube and all of our different socials, and the website should be live within a month or two. So that's what I'm putting down right
now. Before Randy plays a little bit of that video of your brand new song as well, I know you guys do have some merch available. Is that something that people can get to you guys and say, hey, we get something from you? Or is it just
if they want to reach out, I would be more than happy to get their contact information, talk to them, and get some merch out to them. Right now, since we just got done with this big show, we sold out all but like 2 of our shirts that we have. So it's time for a recover.
Okay, well, I said you had merch, but I didn't know you sold it.
Well, that's all right. No, don't worry. I was happy that we sold it all. Now it's
for real.
We're going and getting back in stock in that. But yeah, if anybody wants anything, they're more than happy to. Please reach out, and I can send it out to you via mail or however you want to do it.
I've noticed you're really active on Facebook. And the funny thing is, I saw this meme or something like that. It's like, nobody ever told me, because I was in a band, I needed to be on social media 20 hours a day just to survive. Do you find that true?
I do. I definitely find that true. I really think that, I heard somebody say this about a week ago, and they said that live local music nowadays is about 10% talent and 90% marketing. It's getting in front of people. It's really showing them, who you are and what kind of sense of humor you have, when you can be serious, and all that kind of rolled into one. Yeah, we did kind of a skit, inside joke. Well, the algorithm's always listening.
Yeah.
So anything that you're putting out on social media and sharing back and forth and connecting with people and tagging them on it, if you go into an AI chat and talk to them about something and ask them some random question, it'll look through everything that's been posted about that and tell you exactly what happened. We kind of tested that boundary a little bit during this event. So Spaced Out, Brandon Hogan's band, they have a song called Moon Beast. And every year that they do it, it's very tribal and very chanty and rhythmic. And, I was talking to him about a month before we did the show. And I said, well, I'm waiting for Moon Beast, because that's my favorite song you guys do. And he goes, oh, well, I don't think we're going to do that song this year. And I was like, hold on. We need to stop all conversations about Hogan. And they think, what do you mean you're not doing Moon Beast? He said, well, our guitar player changed to bass. It's a little harder for him to work out on that. And I said, well, I'll sing Moon Beast. And he goes, yeah, we didn't think you'd do it, but would you? And I said, yeah, definitely. I'll come up there. So, I did a little bit of a cameo appearance. But I kind of took that and ran, and I said, I'll do it on one condition: if I can buy a, wizard's robe, and we can get some kind of outfit for a Moon Beast to kind of do this whole thing. And they just looked at me like, what? And I thought, you really got to run with this. You just got to have fun with it. So I made up some images that had pictures of this like gorilla. Found a guy that had a pink gorilla suit. Andrew and randomly he's like, "Oh, I got one of those." I was like, "What? Are you serious?" So we set it all up. We did some social media stuff beforehand to kind of make this inside joke about the moon beast and where he's coming from and the story background behind him, and we got to summon him. It's this whole thing that we did. And then during the show, we did it, and then we had the guy come out in the moon beast outfit and dance around on the stage and then down in the crowd. It's just one of those crowd moments. I just thought, why not we could just get up there and sing a song, or we could turn this into a whole thing and try to have as much fun as possible and make it memorable for people that we can bring back year after year. So
that's awesome. I love it. I love it. Sorry, I kind of swerved you off of
that's all right. That's all right.
We were about to play a little bit of Some People. All right. Here we go.
With all these hard times among us, created all by grace. Some people, they find it hard to believe. With all the secrets soaking in, to know it. Some people, they find it hard to begin. Can you dig it? Yeah, dig your early grave. Oh, will you live it? Yeah, live for today.
Yeah, I bet you guys are a good time.
Oh, we tried.
God, yeah.
They really are fun.
There was, it's been a while, but this last show we had stage divers. We had a fight that broke out in front of the stage. You know the energy's high and the emotions are big with stuff like that. So
Right.
And sometimes all you can do is really look around and just kind of take it in while you're trying to perform. Like, is this lunacy just happening around me? Fantastic.
Did I do this? Oh, God.
I moved towards the front to get a couple of photos during the set. And as I was up there, because I moved so quickly anyway,
Lightning.
someone knocked over my nephew's microphone while he's playing guitar.
Oh, yeah.
And then I looked around. I said, well, this isn't good. I should probably move away from this mob. So I slowly backed away and said, I'll wait till this all clears up.
Understandable.
Yeah. So, with Some People, the video that I put together, I'd like to talk a little bit about that if you guys are okay with.
Absolutely. I think that was cool.
Yeah,
was a badass video.
So, I'd like to discuss this because I want to kind of hear what you guys have to think about this too. So I've been, I was new media director for an ad agency when I was 20 years old. Graduated college in an advanced time course, so I got, a degree in a little under 3 years because I went all year and it was 5 hours a day. It was kind of a magnet school for that. So I've been in the industry, in the working industry, as far as a commercial artist for years and years and years. And every job that I've had, I've really stayed into that whole thing, either running my own ad agency, working in ad agencies, doing sign shop work, different things like that, depending on how much time I have for my career at that particular time in my life. So, I've been a video editor for local commercials for insurance companies and like Blue Cross Blue Shield and different things around this area, Storm Up Vale, for the Topeka Harley Davidson shop. I did commercials for them. So there are a lot of things that I've worked on in this. And, the way I look at it in an ad agency is you have a creative director, you have your art director, you have the artist that does it, you have a copywriter, you have all these pieces. And, I hear a lot of a lot of downplaying of the use of AI, especially with art these days. And one of the things that I wanted to do was kind of more like collaborate with the AI than just have the AI do everything. So, I set up my storyboards, I made character arcs, I had my antagonist, my protagonist. I put together the art style in a separate thing because I wanted it to be very Norman Rockwell versus meets like Russian propaganda, Soviet propaganda artwork. So we kind of blended those two. And once I got the kind of art style that I wanted to, I could feed it in there. And then we were editing. I would put in prompts to get exactly the scenes that I need. Now, if somebody goes and watches that whole thing, I hope some people go and watch that whole thing. There's different segments of the story. At first it's kind of not clean, but there's no grease and blood everywhere. And then you kind of see the breakdown of the structure. And then, it gets even more extreme later. And so, I had to edit or had to render out those parts for the storyline and the background for each of that. And then I took it all into Adobe Premiere and edited it down myself so that everything would line up with the cuts and to get everything. So it wasn't just plug a song in, have this thing make it for me. It was more like, hey, I need something that can keep it congruent through the whole thing.
Right.
I'm not an animator. I can't sit here and do all that. And there's no way you can do it for the price that we ended up paying with all the rendering and everything to get that done. You just can't. But we were able to kind of utilize the tools that are available now. And it just seems like every day something new is available. I like using it in that aspect and not just having it do everything. I like using it as a collaboration between me and kind of the AI tools that are at our disposal. I don't know, I've talked to several people about it. There's some people that are just so like absolutely negative, no AI whatsoever. We don't use it in any of our music that we make, but I thought that was a kind of an interesting topic and way to do something that was very modern. One of the things I think I touched on last time I was on the show is I want to be a musician that lives in the time period that I am. I don't want to make music that sounds like it's from the 70s or 80s. I want to make music that sounds like it's from the now. So, we want to use all the things that kind of represent that to us in everything that we do. So I guess that's kind of my question to you is what are you guys' thoughts on that? Does that give a sour taste in your mouth if you see AI art used in anything, or is it?
You know what?
It's everywhere in flyers right now, which is crazy. That's the one thing I don't use AI at all on is the flyers that it makes.
Yeah. I was a little torn on it because John had mentioned it, and I was like, it all depends on how it's done. And, if you have it create everything for you with very few prompts, and it kind of does, but if you are feeding more into it, you're feeding more into it.
Creating,
there's something to be said that I mean, AI is not going away. We can embrace it. It's not going away. So I think it is gonna be the wave of the future, or is the wave of the future. And if you don't get on board, you're probably going to be left behind. You will be left behind, and I think it's the way you did it is perfect. Perfect.
yeah.
I appreciate that, sir.
And I mean, AI is a great coworker, but a horrible boss.
I like that. That's a good way to say it.
I'd like to reference back to the movie Weird Science and say, I want her to live. I want her to breathe. I want her to aerobicize. You've never seen Weird Science, you can go watch it, but they created a girl by feeding the computer information.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Ahead of their time.
Yeah.
Now, data centers, that's a whole different conversation. We'll leave that for next time.
Right.
That's something else you're working on there.
You know.
I love it. This has been absolutely wonderful, Miles. You're always a treat, man. You just always you flow, and I love the conversations with you, and because it's just kind of like set it in a direction, and he does it himself.
Autopilot.
Hustle and flow.
Oh my goodness. And we finally got our exclusive, guys.
That's right. That's right.
Mhm.
So,
Thank God.
we'll put this out on all our social medias and everything afterward to make sure that everybody can watch this over and over. Then, and we don't even have to release the thing for real. We just
Yeah, right.
the one source for it. That'd work out great. Yeah.
And you can find us at bleachbangs.com. We have a link tree that leads all to our social medias, and you can find everything there. And this will be up there as well.
Mhm.
Absolutely. Spotify, Pandora, everything but Apple. I can't figure Apple out yet.
Apple's a nightmare.
They want different things, but everything. We're on all the streaming platforms except for Apple right now.
Well, Apple Music, one of the things that I find really interesting about that platform in general is, and this was something we found out before we released this last song, but I thought it was very interesting. Not to change the subject again, but
It's all good.
you can actually sit there and go in and like take different parts of the song out. Have you seen that? By the song, you can go in and I can take my vocals completely out of the song.
Oh,
Just through
okay.
the app, just through the listening to it, and that blew my mind. So I started downloading all these random songs and buying them and being like, "Can I do that to Queen? Wait a minute, I could take Freddie Mercury out of Queen just with a slider on your app." And I'm like, I don't even want to get into how they do all that. So there's definitely leaps and bounds happening all the time with technology.
Mm-hmm.
Right on.
Crazy. I did
That's
not
really
know about
cool.
that.
No, I didn't either. I'm
Yeah.
gonna have to check that
It
out.
shocked me the first time I said, "Hold on, so somebody that buys this and listens to it can set my vocal level if they don't like my vocals, they can set the level down. If they just want to hear the guitar or whatnot." So, yeah,
More
that's
cowbell. More cowbell.
Only cowbell.
Only cowbell.
Oh my goodness. Well, Miles, thank you so much. I really appreciate you. You're always welcome with us, and definitely don't forget about us when you get them all mastered.
Yeah, well, we're looking at releasing World We Live In probably halfway through this month. We're going to have another song. I'm not going to give away too much information as far as the name of songs because I don't know exactly which ones we're going to release at what time, but they'll probably be next month and then the month after. We're going to try to release one every month for the rest of this year, just to kind of get things started and get enough material out there that people can really sink their teeth into it.
Really cool.
That's amazing.
So I'll definitely be coming back on, Randy. I'm excited.
Yeah.
Room for you.
Good deal. Ashton, very nice. I really like your soundboard. I hope you continue to work the bugs out of that. And
Oh, I'll become a problem. That's for sure. I will make sure I am a problem.
good deal. Good deal.
All righty, guys. We will see you later, and I'm just going to play us out.
We bang your ugly friends too.